And here you go. We are going to go through our daily lineup analysis for August 28th. And folks, here we are playing the Boston Red Sox in a very important series. We're going to go through this really quick so you guys can get ready for the game. But what I'll ask for you guys is, if you're watching this video, please like the videos. And I haven't been saying that, so please like the video. Please subscribe to the channel. If you really want to support the website and the work I do, please click on the link for the Patreon. Become a Patreon supporter. I would really appreciate that. That'll show me a little appreciation and help fund the website and the work I do. So, and hopefully we can actually get to the point where we get some um, buy some advertisement and stuff for the website. So here we go. Chris Sale pitching for the Boston Red Sox today. Of course, Chris Sale is a lefty, which is, if you guys have been tracking with the Astros, that's a good thing. He's got an interesting pitch mix. Based on this pitch mix, I'm calling Chris Sale a fastball dominant pitcher, but he does have a good breaking ball that he uses quite often, and he does not have off speed pitches. So here would be the optimal lineup versus a fastball dominant Chris Sale like pitcher. And you notice that between Yonder Diaz and Jose Brady, the answer is pretty close. So either one is all right, but by the methodology I use, Yiner Diaz with a 325 expected WOBA versus the Chris Sale pitch mix would be better than Jose Brady. Okay, well, obviously, Dusty is putting Jose Brady at first base tonight. Yiner Diaz at DH. I got a lefty in the game. He's got Molinado catching. That's fine. Molinado has been scalding hot in August, guys. I want you guys to see a couple of these numbers. So it's almost. I mean, when we go and analyze this lineup, it's almost impossible for the Astros to have a bad lineup construction versus a left-handed starting pitcher. So right now, in the month of August, they've averaged 5.76 runs per game, so almost 5.8 runs a game. They have a WRC plus of 128, which is really really high, and 355 WOBA. The Astros are on fire versus left-handed pitching right now, and you've seen that as they've had some of these really big games. A lot of them have been against the left-handed pitchers. So here's an interesting fact, some fun facts for you about Molinado versus left-handed pitcher. Because one could argue part of the reason this lineup is doing so well against left-handed pitchers is because Molinado is just having a month of his dreams versus left-handed pitchers. Entering the today with an expected WOBA of 379 versus left-handed pitching. That is well, that's no, I'm sorry. That's what his expected WOBA tonight is, guys. If you'll see, that is the second highest option on this chart. That's the kind of groove he is in versus left-handed pitching. He is scalding the ball against off-speed pitches and against breaking pitches from lefties. He's having a great year versus lefties. When we talk about the righties, it's a completely opposite story. Almost unfathomably horrible year against righties. But just understand, we're going to focus on where we're at today. In August, Maldi has a 295 WRC plus. That's insane, folks, for versus left-handed pitching. But it comes with a BABIP of 833. So I'm telling you, by the expected WOBA, he should do great tonight. He's been in the groove like no other, and probably in his entire career versus left-handed pitching. But he's been that 833 BABIP is completely unsustainable. So do that with what you want, but he is somebody I would say should rake tonight against Chris Sale. And as soon as they get the righty in the game, all bets are off. So Singleton out should be applauded. Uh, he he may need a bigger sample size. I don't know. I think Singleton should be something that should have been in the game, but I understand what Dusty's doing there. We may need to be a bigger sample size for that. Abreu has he fixed his issues against sliders. I'm just going to tell you guys in the first three games, seeing Abreu's stats look pretty good against the slider, expected woba. Of course, it's only a very, 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 very small sample size. So let's see what happens there. Um, and then we also my optimal lineup, as if you compare these, it was a 370 expected woba. I have a formula that I've done a regression. That should be about projected about 6.3 runs per game if they kept the starter in the whole game. Of course, they're not going to do that, but that gives you an idea of what kind of game we should have offensively tonight. Dusty's lineup, a 351 is very good lineup. Um, Projects to 5.7 runs per game. Okay, so nothing bad there. Um, I'll deduct one for my score just because it's not the optimal lineup, but it's a very good lineup. All right, so we're going to score this a 9 tonight. And of course, Chris Sale can make me look silly. He could get his slider working. He could get his off speed pitches working. Guys, just be aware. It should be a good night for the Astros. Of course, it's a lefty starting pitcher. So here's the versus the whole table. You can see, you can look at these and you see that the Astros are a great fastball hitting team. Not so great versus breaking. Not so great against off speed. So the question is, how many fastballs is Chris Sale pitching tonight? And you can almost tell how well it will be. All right, guys, that's keep it short, keep it fast. There you go. Get off to watch the game in about an hour here. But there's our lineup update for tonight. Thanks, and please support the site. Please subscribe to the channel. Subscribe to the site and join in the Patreon group. Thanks, guys. Have a good night.